What's going on, everyone? So, should the Lakers really be waiting for the 2027 season, right? Lakers want to maintain flexibility, right? And the idea is, hey, LeBron's going to leave in the next year or two. We need another star alongside Luka Doncic, right? Nikola Jokic, which he denied the extension. Now, look, the reason he denied the extension is because he could get more money the following season, right? But there's also the potential that he just denies that too, and then he ends up becoming a free agent and wants to go play with his best buddy in Luka Doncic. It's a very real possibility. Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? There's questions about, is he actually going to request a trade? Is he going to ask out? Right? And maybe he doesn't. Maybe he finishes and honors his contract. You know who used to do that? LeBron James, right? LeBron always honored his contract and then would depart. Maybe Giannis kind of goes the same route, and all of a sudden you could choose between Giannis and Nikola Jokic, and maybe the Lakers end up landing one, right? Could be a real possibility, right? Depending on how the Lakers play this thing, they may not both, but they could get, one plus another all-star or whatever. Like, they could potentially do some stuff. Luka's like the only guy on your books, right? The problem is Austin Reeves. What ends up happening to Austin Reeves? Because the Lakers want to keep as much cap space as possible come 2027. Austin Reeves throws a big wrench in that, right? Because he could get like $50 million. Even if he's willing to take a $10 million discount, it's still $40 million on your books, right? Like, you could have two guys that are basically making near max money. Like, it's kind of hard to do. So, I don't know. It's a little odd. Kind of leads me to believe that something's going to happen to Austin Reeves sooner or later. But I digress. Point is it worth for the Lakers to do that? You're seeing a lot of teams kind of wait around for the 2027 season, want to preserve cap space. I think that's going to be a thing, period, under the new CBA. I think you're going to see a lot more shorter-term deals. I think you're going to see a lot of teams now, because of the new CBA, do kind of 2-3 year deals. Because you don't want to be locked into somebody long-term, and if it doesn't work out, now you're stuck. Right? So teams are going to just naturally want to kind of go that route of like, hey, we usually give this guy 4 years, but we're just going to give you 2 now, but maybe we'll give you the a little more money, right? Like, type thing. Like, there'll be, I'm sure that they'll find that happy balance. There'll be that kind of middle ground for this all. But I just think the long-term contracts in general, outside of like the big name guys or like your really core kind of foundation pieces, you're probably not giving long-term deals to regardless. Rob Pelinka doesn't really like to give long-term deals anyway. So I don't think you're like, outside of like Luka and LeBron, like Rob Pelinka is not a guy that really is throwing out 4 or 5 year contracts, period. Right? So now that's just a Rob Pelinka thing. But luckily with the new CBA, it kind of benefits the way that Rob Pelinka likes to structure contracts, right? So we'll see. But here's my thing, is that, obviously if the Lakers are wait and be patient and make sure, obviously you want to go for it now, but yes, if you want to preserve the cap space in order to go land Jokic or Giannis or whatever, and you kind of want to line yourself up, perfect, right? But the Lakers have made the mistakes in the past where, Kawhi Leonard, for example, where you believe, want, and wait for the guy, Dwight Howard, right? Like, Lakers usually will wait for the guy and then get left at the prom. They get stood up and then now they're scrambling, right? So is it best for the Lakers to wait and preserve and then hope one of these guys come, or position themselves to where it's one, like, if you build it, they will come, right? To me, I would rather position yourself as, a contender, do what you got to do to compete and contend and win now. And then if a Jokic or a Giannis or whatever does become available, right, you can go and make that play. Also, you're more appealing to those guys, right? Like, yes, Jokic could look at it, oh, it's me and Luka, right? Like, I've done more with less. Luka has done more with less. You'd be the best duo in the league, potentially, depending on how well it works, ever. You could end up being one of, talking about 2 all-time great players on the same roster. You're talking about 2 of the top 3 players in all of basketball. The only question with Luka and Jokic is they're literally the same player. Just one's a center, one's a point guard, right? Like, but again, that's a good problem to have. You put them together and you figure that out, type thing. But there is this version of that. Like, Jokic and Giannis are good enough to wait for if you land them. There's also the potential that nobody's there, right? Like there's also the potential that Giannis ends up getting traded and signs a new extension with that new team. There's also the potential that Nikola Jokic just goes and signs a new extension with Denver next season, right? Like all of these things, and now the Lakers are standing there going like, okay, well, we have all this cap space. Well, what happens if DeAndre Ayton decides like, I want to leave? Right? Now you could be in a position going into, because Luka's expected to sign that new extension, right? It can't do it till August. But it's more likely not going to be a 3-year deal, because once he hits the 10 years, then he can get he basically get back most of the money that he lost with Dallas trading him, right? So if you're Luka, you're doing that. That means Luka would be in a contract year. So if you miss out on everybody, and let's say DeAndre Ayton now leaves because he's been balling out the last 2 years, and there is a version of this where this is a total disaster, and the Los Angeles Lakers are basically Luka and no roster, no star, and then Luka decides, I'm not signing a new extension, I'm going to go elsewhere, trade me. Like there is a version of this in the universe that the Lakers are trading Luka Doncic because they're rebuilding because they weren't able to get anybody else, right? Where, is it best to would it have been better to sign Ayton to a long-term deal? Ayton's more of a risk, so that might not be the best example, but you get the point, right? Like, or next year, let's say it works really well this year with Ayton, right? Do you then go sign him to a new long-term contract? Because he has a player option, right? So he opts out, boom, you go sign him to a long-term contract, right? Boom, you got him. Right? To me, again, it's like, if you build it, they will come, right? So build the roster that you think can win. Go and be the best version of the team that you possibly can build. Don't worry about 2 years from now. Worry about right now, and then figure it out after. Right? If Nikola Jokic wants to be a Laker, guess what? He can force his way to the Lakers. He can. Because, we saw Anthony Davis do it. Right? If Nikola Jokic, after this season, next year goes, I'm not signing the extension, I'm in a contract year, I want to go to the Lakers, trade me. If you know Nikola Jokic is coming, now you make the moves, right? Yeah, call it like, what would make more sense is that for Denver is if they traded him to you, right? Because then they're not losing him for nothing. So now it's like, okay, well, DeAndre Ayton's been really good for them. Like, we're going to need a center to replace Jokic. So we'll take Ayton, we'll take Austin Reeves, and we'll take, whatever picks and whatever else you have. And then here's Jokic, right? Boom. Now the Lakers got Jokic. And then now they get the cap space and they can go and build out the roster. Or if you did what you were supposed to do and you already built out the roster alongside Luka and Ayton, guess what? You just upgraded enough to where now you're probably winning multiple championships. That's kind of what I mean. Like, I don't want to see the Lakers wait around and end up getting left at the prom, right? I want to see them do what they're supposed to do. And then now you're in a position where maybe something better comes along, right? Like, now you can kind of leverage that to go get what you need, right? Because if I'm Nikola Jokic and you're a play-in team, right? Like, it's like, dude, yeah, like obviously I can go there and we're immediately contenders with me and Luka, but it's like, I'd like the support, right? I'd like to kind of have, like, if you're locked up in all this stuff and you have all, like, and now we're scrambling to go get, like, it just, I don't know. Anyway, as always, this is a discussion, pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out, so we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.